that have existed in this land we call Los Angeles for thousands of years before us. One of the largest Tongva villages, the Yangna, sat within a mile of today's park and thrived from the resources of the land we now call our home. We are here today again to celebrate Latino Conservation Week. Latino Conservation Week, or LCW as it's called, was first launched in 2014 by the Hispanic Access Foundation to support the Latino community getting into the outdoors and participate in activities to protect our natural resources. During this week, community, nonprofits, faith-based, and government organizations and agencies held events throughout the country, from hiking and camping to community roundtables, film screenings. These activities promote conservation efforts in their community and give an opportunity for the Latino community to show their support for permanently protecting our land, water, and air. From indigenous stewardship of this country's landscapes to the ongoing struggle for environmental justice, Latino, Latinx communities, and Latino, Latinx activists have been crucial to our work to address climate change and to build more of an inclusive, equitable, and just environmental movement. Latino Conservation Week gives us an opportunity to recognize the work, but we must not limit those recognitions. Our stories we celebrate to just this week. Many Latino communities are in the front lines of the climate crisis, facing disproportionate levels of pollution, extreme weather, and lack of access to green spaces. So, durante esta semana, comunidad, organizaciones y agencias del gobierno han tenido eventos para celebrar la comunidad latina y el movimiento, la involucración que hemos tenido en el movimiento de conservación. Latino Conservation Week gives us an opportunity to recognize us work. But all of us are here today, have to work together to elevate the voices of these communities and activists. Our work can only succeed if it's done together, seeking change through solidarity. LA State Historic Park is a powerful symbol of frontline communities coming together to demand environmental justice. For years, people have fought that this historical site becomes a park instead of warehouses. This park shows what can be done together in the fight for environmental justice. So today we celebrate the Latino Latinx community and the work we have done together to protect our environment. So Nature for All has been at the forefront of connecting Latino communities across Los Angeles to the conservation movement, as well as helping create more diverse leaders that will help us protect our public lands for future generations to come. I am honored to introduce our next speaker, Belén Bernal, who is the Nature for All's Executive Director.
Un aplauso, pero para Roberto, por favor, que se oigan fuerte, fuerte, fuerte. Roberto, thank you for your dedication to conservation, to the efforts. You've been in the Nature for All family for over 10 years, Leadership Academy graduate. This is really what it's about. It's learning, it's being introduced to something new. A lot of us don't learn this in high school, not even in undergraduate school, but we want to be able to learn how can we be better stewards of our environment so that our little ones, my little ones, your little ones, are here enjoying this in the future. So again, it's so great to be out with everyone today. Thank you for being outdoor with us. Belén Bernal, I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director. Really humbled, and I'll share my story, right? I never considered myself as someone who would be in this space. However, after serving in office in my own community of Southgate, we were the front line. We had the 710 corridor, the Alameda corridor. We had the diesel trucks up and down those roads. We have three Superfund sites in that community. So we don't know about it though. We don't talk about it. Not until I elected office did I realize we had the burden of these environmental injustices that are not a coincidence. So Latino Conservation Week is a time to celebrate that Latinos are leaders in the space of environmental justice, conservation, nature, and that we are about protecting and spending time in nature. Don't we enjoy it, everyone? Yes. It's also time, as Roberto mentioned, to reflect on the excessive environmental issues that have and continue to burden Latino and other communities that have persistently faced barriers, not only to not having a local park within their community, but also had to face high diabetes rates, obesity, asthma because of it. I'm sure each of us have family members that experience these because of those reasons and many more. Access to nature is a human right. Our zip code, ethnicity, nor income level should determine who gets to enjoy the time outdoors. We know that time spent in parks and green spaces help us to recuperate from anxiety, from the stress of daily life. ¿A poco no, familia? The grief felt during this pandemic, pulls us away from our phones, our TV, our computers, and the outdoors is essential for our health. So today it's about knowing que tú cuentas, que contamos todos, and that we are all valuable voices, and that our presence is critical. Thank you to the Nature for All team for everything that you do in your communities. A las promotoras que están trabajando duro en sus comunidades, no somos nada sin ustedes. ¿Lo entienden? Nada. So we do so much as Nature for All, right? Our mission is through really engage our community, policy, advocacy, but also through programs. All Aboard for Nature. Araceli today led a trip here from Southgate, Southeast LA. She's been leading trips left and right all this year in the San Fernando Valley, South San Jose Hills, you name it, she's there. And we're so excited that the state awarded us additional funds to do this work with you. So excited. And our work is best known as a coalition. We work with organizations and individuals that truly care about protecting our public lands, our mountains and rivers, but also are creating natural spaces such as parks and bike paths in historically disadvantaged communities. Who are these groups? Active SGV, Active San Gabriel Valley, thank you. Amigos de los Rios, APIFM, Asian Pacific Islander Forward Movement, Outward Bound Adventures. And let me flip the page here. COFEM, Consejo de Federaciones Mexicanas, tienen un grupo grande el día de hoy, Day One. Sierra Club, of course, Cal Wild, and National Parks Conservation Association. No somos nada sin ustedes. That's the history of Nature for All, and we need to continue to come together. Our voices are strong. However, we have leaders, right? We have leaders that represent those voices as you're talking to them, as you're telling them your concerns. And many that participated in the Leadership Academy, you had that. You took it to the next level. You said, I want to talk to my council member. I want to talk to my Congress rep to talk about public lands, to talk about the protection of what's happening in Castaic Lake and my community in the valley, right? Other areas. So without further ado, aquí con nosotros para celebrar este día, we are so happy to be joined by one of our representatives who fights for environmental justice daily in DC, everyone. Congresswoman Nanette Barragán knows that a clean environment is about more than environmentalism. It's not just a token. She knows that it is about breathing in clean air and drinking uncontaminated water, but also about workforce development and pollution reduction that will address the health impacts and will support programs that improve health of environmental justice communities. She was born and raised in the LA Harbor area. She understands the impacts of living in one of the most polluted districts in the country. Okay, not just here in LA, in the country. She has authored recent legislation, which she'll talk about more, but I specifically want to mention the Outdoors for All Act, proposing to dedicate source of funding for local parks and green spaces, specifically in urban poor communities, the Parks and Jobs Equity Act, to provide stimulus funds for urban parks for low-income communities as well. Nanette, please join us. Thank you for being our champion in DC. Everyone, let's welcome her with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Bernal. It was great to be able to serve with you when you were on the City Council in Southgate. Buenos días, ¿cómo están? Hi, everybody. I'm Congressmember Nanette Barragán, and it's my honor to be with you today and to be here in such a beautiful park, in such a beautiful open space. My district is California 44. That's a district that starts in the Port of Los Angeles, and it comes up to 110. It goes to the east. We're surrounded by 3 freeways and the Port of Los Angeles. We have a lot of Wilmington refineries down in Wilmington. So you talk about air pollution, you talk about environmental injustice. That's my backyard, that's my district. Which is why in Congress, climate change and fighting for environmental justice is my top issue. It's making sure that we have a voice, that our communities have a voice, that our communities of color have a voice. It's a district where it's the 4th poorest district in the state of California. People are working 2 jobs, living below the poverty line, and they don't have clean air and water. And combine all that together, and it's harder to get people to go out and advocate because they are working the 2 jobs, because they don't have the child care to go to that city council meeting and to come out. That's why today I want to thank you all. Muchas gracias a todos que están aquí y todos lo que hacen, porque sin ustedes nada pasa. Without your advocacy, nothing happens on the environment. We have to be able to go out and we have to be able to advocate, whether it's meeting with your council member, whether it's reaching out to your Congress member. You know what's really frustrating? As a member of Congress, people tell me like, oh, you're Latina. Oh, all you guys care about is immigration. And I said, no, hold on a second. We care about education. We care about the environment and climate. And it's seeing us out there advocating and being those voices that's gonna change that narrative. It's gonna make sure that we are not invisible, because that is what you see happening, right? And so let me thank you for being here today, for being here for this week of recognizing Latino Conservation Week. But it shouldn't just be a week, it should be every single day. Every single day that we're recognizing each of you on the front lines. And so let me just thank the Sierra Club for being here, for putting this together, for reaching out, being back there, talking to these young ladies who are with the Department of Agriculture. I didn't even know, and I'm a member of Congress, I'm embarrassed to say, that the forced, that they worked under USDA in agriculture, and they get to go out into these parks and educate our community. That's awesome. And to thank our firefighters who are here, who are fighting to protect our forests and our green spaces. And thank you for putting yourselves on the line day in and day out, especially now with increasing climate and increasing temperatures. So thank you for that. Just in Spanish, I'll say a few words. Estamos todos aquí por celebrar la Semana de Conservación Latina, y la tema de hoy es Fiesta y Comunidad. Comunidad, es la palabra que me gusta, comunidad. Porque si nosotros no estamos peleando, luchando por nuestras comunidades, y nadie lo va a hacer por nosotros. So, muchísimas gracias por todos lo que hacen. Now in Congress, I sit on a committee called Energy and Commerce. We do everything on the environment, everything on energy. And one of the things that I've been championing is Outdoors for All Act, which is basically funding to make sure they're getting more money to our communities to build open spaces. I grew up in the harbor area. I didn't have a park. I had to get on a bus when I was a kid to go to an open space to play baseball on a baseball diamond. No child should have to get on a bus. You should be able to walk out and walk to your local park to have an open space like this. Not only does it help our exercise and our health, but our mental health. And we know that today, with COVID and the lack of open spaces, that is an increasing issue. So I know I've gone over my time. I just am so passionate about the environment and our green spaces, and to just recognize all of you who are leading and making sure we have more Latinos and more Latinas. And those of you who are going into our community and talking about it in a way that resonates. And sometimes I go out and I'll say climate change and people don't really listen. But you know what? When I go into my community and I talk about the asthma and the cancer and the health impacts for the environmental injustices, all of a sudden I get the parents that are saying, that's my child. How can I help? What can I do? So, gracias por todos los padres y todos los que están luchando por nuestra comunidad. So, thank you. Let's not do this one week out of the year. Let's continue to champion every day. So, thank you, Bernal. Thank you all. Thank you, Roberto, Nature for all of the organizations for all your support and your efforts. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman.
Cayendo suelta, pero por ti me quito. Si tú me lo pides, yo me porto bonito.
Acelera, acelera. an interpreter here at California State Parks. We want to thank you. Happy Latino Conservation Week. Thanks for joining us here at LA State Historic Park.
Luis Rincon, Community Engagement Coordinator here at Los Angeles State Historic Park. Thank you for joining us here at Latino Conservation Week. It was a blast.
Woohoo!
Woo.
Hi everyone, my name is Kimberly Orbe. Muchas gracias for celebrating Latino Conservation Week with us this year. If you want to stay engaged, you want to volunteer, advocate, there's a lot of things that we're working at the Sierra Club, public lands, parks, open space. We're also working on energy campaigns. So if you want to make a difference and fight climate change in your community, reach out to us.
Hi, I am Yanni. I represent the Trans Latina Now Coalition, and what I'm doing here today is doing COVID outreach and giving people information on our programs that we have for the TGI. Today was a great experience. We were able to connect with all these other venues, a great dance, so I got my workout on. It was just a great event, and I hope to come and have many more.
My name is Asaf Anu. I'm an outreach specialist at the Trans Latina Coalition. This is my beautiful co-workers.
Hello.
This is Ana. And this is Swani.
Hi, mi nombre es Swani. Soy Prep Outreach and Social Network Coordinator. Este día andamos representando a la Coalition, a la organización Translatina, ya que nosotros tenemos diferentes programas que apoyamos a las personas trans mujeres, también de la comunidad no binaria. Y este día andamos aquí promoviendo lo que es los diferentes recursos que nosotros ofrecemos, como el programa de Reentry Program, tenemos también PrEP Program, tenemos
de todo. We got everything. Y also, we're not going to forget intersex folks, so la gente intersexo.
Por favor, síganos en nuestras redes sociales para que tengan más información y denle like.
Y si tienen también un amiguita que quiera de nuestros recursos, lo pueden enviar a nuestra organización. La dirección es 3055 Wilshire Boulevard, Los Ángeles, California, Suite 350. Ahí los esperamos.
Claro que sí.
Down.
Happy Latino Conservation Week.
Hi, my name is Sally Garcia. I'm the Outreach Manager for NPCA, also known as National Parks Conservation Association. If you want to learn to be a park advocate, NPCA is currently taking applications for the LA Young Leaders Council, so definitely apply, and I hope you all had a wonderful time celebrating Latino Conservation Week. Espero que todos se la hayan pasado requete bien celebrando Latino Conservation Week.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Campos.
My name is Yadira Macias.
And we just wanted to say thank you for celebrating Latino Conservation Week with us this evening and for the whole week, actually.
Hi, hola, mi nombre es Roberto Morales. My name is Roberto Morales. Everybody calls me Rob. I am the Senior Organizing Representative for the Sierra Club's field office here and the chair of the Nature for All Coalition. What we did today was celebrate the end of Latino Conservation Week, and we had over 14 organizations, partner organizations, and more than 80 community members participate in this awesome event at LA State Historic Park. Thank you so much to everybody for celebrating the whole week, and for anybody that attended this event, thank you so much for participating. We love you.
Hola, mi amigas. My name is Jasri Taylor. Today I joined Latino Outdoors, Hispanic Access Fund Foundation, Nature for All, Trans Latina Coalition, and many other nonprofits here in Los Angeles, California. Native Land, Tampa, Gabrielino, and Chumash. Today I'm here at the LA Historic Park in the heart of Chinatown. Thank you so much for all those who joined us today for Latino Conservation Week. Yo cuento, tú cuentas, y nosotros cuentamos. Conservation looks different for everyone. Keep sharing your stories, and I hope to see you next year.